So hello guys, and today welcome back to another video. And in today's video I want to focus on how to be a good IGL for your team. So let's get right into it. The IGL is arguably one of the most important roles in a trio. A good IGL should be someone that every teammate responds to and listens to. This means decisions will be made spontaneously, and any time arguing, which is life-threatening, will be reduced and nearly eliminated. So let's talk about a team that had a very bad IGL. Now, remember Mongrel and Mitra's team a couple seasons back? That team did not place well at all, failing to qualify for grand finals in the FNCS tournament. Now, the problem with this team is that they had no real leader. This meant everyone was screaming and no one was listening to each other. This meant that no one wanted to do anything, and instead they all wanted to play by their own and play how they wanted to. This was not good at all. This meant that decisions were not made spontaneously, and in trios, playing as a trio is one of the most important things about a trio. These two at the time had amazing mechanics. Even for pros, they had one of the best mechanics in the game. And when two players of their caliber have the levels of mechanics they do, on paper, they should easily qualify. But their teamwork heavily let them down. I'll show a clip right now of what I'm talking about.
Mitra does. Are you gonna come, Mitra?
I'm coming.
Let's just kill him. Hurry up, man.
Make good barrels.
You can press a fucking cone and you get 10 instantly.
That's what I'm doing, mate.
Go on the roof now. Oh fuck.
Oh, they're running. Oh, they're running. You two are so slow.
Do the challenge, bro. And
Don't need to do the challenge. I'm saying come here right now.
already over the moment you fucking drove away. And you said
Also, they were here the whole time.
Yeah, but I didn't fucking break barrels because I thought I was gonna conserve.
Yes, you did.
Oh my god. Guys.
What's the problem?
I was not fucking fighting them. Like, what?
Obviously not. They just went up the hill.
Yeah, but they're fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is very bad for Mongrel's trio. Mongrel clearly wanted to fight the trio, but the other two clearly did not as much, since they just loaded very slowly and were reluctant to meet up with Mongrel to kill the team. Having an IGL here would be very important. It doesn't matter about what decision they make. They can make either to back off or to fully commit to the fight. Making a decision is what is very important. It doesn't matter what decision you make. But since they could not make a decision quickly because they didn't have anyone to rely on as the IGL, this meant they wasted time. And time is the most valuable thing in Fortnite, since it is time that you can loot, time you can get shield, time you can get mats, time you can set up for next zone. This was the worst possible thing that could happen to the trio except dying. Now that I hope you understand how important IGL is, let's go over how to be a good IGL. Firstly, let's talk about the early game. The early game obviously involves skill and mechanics, but knowing the POI definitely helps. There are always spots and POIs which provide a massive advantage. Whether that is high advantage spots or spots with a high concentration of chest or loot, you will notice that pros always land at the same spot every game. Pros know the ins and outs of the game. This is why it is important to watch pros that land at your POI. Remember, as the IGL, it is important to make the best possible choices in the game. For example, if you land at Dirty Docks, you should watch pros like Miro, who have landed at Dirty Docks for so many seasons now, I can't even count. Miro knows the ins and outs of Dirty Docks. I bet you if you blindfolded him, he could make his way through Dirty Docks, get an epic scar, upgrade his loot, and get max mats instantly. Trust me, pros know everything about your POI. They know locations where you can hide. When they're getting pressured, they know what way to rotate out of a door, break through this wall. They know everything. After all, they've landed this place probably 1,000 times. Probably more than that, actually. So just trust them. Pick up on things that normally you wouldn't pick up on. This will make you a much better IGL and overall help your team make the best decisions. One of the more crucial decisions you need to make as an IGL is when to take a fight and when to leave a fight. Now, when deciding this option, you must weigh the positives and negatives of every scenario. Some factors that may sway your decision to take the fight may be tag/knocks beforehand, any third parties or teams nearby, the amount of shield your team has / loot, and how good your team is with the current loadout, and how high of a probability you have of surviving to in-game with the current loot. If the probability is low, maybe you should take the fight, since you're probably going to die either way in-game. This is something that you just can't learn from day one. You can't just study this for 24 hours and you'll know. You have to know your team. You have to avoid review so many situations. You just have to play so many games with your team. But once you do that, you should know. And remember, try to be assertive as you can. If you're the IGL, you have the right to be assertive because your team has made you the IGL. Your team trusts in you. Your team believes in you to make the right decision. And even if you make the wrong decision, keep your head above water, since if the IGL is unsure, that means the whole team is unsure, and that is not a good place to be. Finally, make sure to listen to your teammates. Again, if you're the IGL, your teammates trust in you. But don't let this get to your head though, and think it is a pass to ignore your teammates' advice. Always make sure to listen to your teammates. If both of your teammates are telling you to do something, 90% of the time, it is usually the best decision. But don't forget that you have the final decision, and once you make a decision, don't regret it. Even if the outcome leads to death, avoid reviewing and learn from it, and make sure you never make the same mistake again. But the final and most important tip is to praise your teammates. Make sure to say how good of a teammate they are and respect them. Fortnite tournaments and even CSs are very stressful. They can be very tilting and annoying when they aren't going well. But when things are going well, if no one is praising each other, the tournament as a whole isn't fun. And if the praise is coming from the IGL, even if they don't show anything from the bottom of the heart, they appreciate it. No later, tēnā koutou katoa.